Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Thursday.
That friggin' Marvel announcement yesterday from the MCU. If you're not aware, they took many hours to get through names. They really just names on the back of seats. You know, those set chairs, folding chairs. It was a shift, is what it was. It took 5.5 hours to get through some 23 names of starring actors, sometimes with gaps of 25, 30 minutes between them. And like nothing, just a chair and almost silence. It was wild. You've got Thor, you've got Captain America, Falcon, most of the Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Black Panther, Namor, whole pile of X-Men as well, specifically all roster members from the best X-Men movie, X2, and of course the returning Robert Downey Jr. as well. And then they had the audacity to share a version after the fact of the exact same thing, but at a runtime of under 2 minutes. You know, for people able to just keep it on in the background and pay attention now and then, yesterday it worked. It kept people kind of thinking about it all day, kept some excitement up. It was a little bit, prestige spectacle, but for people who had to watch for, their nerd news reporting jobs, or for anybody who just wanted to get this thing over with, it was torture.
It's time for Cruz Music News with Steve Reeve.
Sublime are working on a new album, first one in 3 decades. They're going to be getting help on the percussion from one Mr. Travis Barker. He's got some pedigree, some experience. And as far as the vocals, that's actually going to be turned over to Bradley Nowell's son. The son of the late founding member of the band is going to be fronting things. It's going to be the very first since their self-titled breakout LP in 1996. So give them some time, but stay tuned for more from that. Elton John, Brandy Carlisle, best of friends, definite partners in collaboration and creation these days. And they had a one-off show in London just last night, hosted by Canadian actor Dan Levy, where they were breaking out some of those new songs, debuting some stuff. It's actually going to be available for everybody to watch on Paramount Plus a little bit later on this year. An evening with Elton John and Brandy Carlisle should be pretty easy to find. And there was a big all-star tribute show. A lot of people jamming out with Patti Smith, including Bruce Springsteen, Flea, Karen O, Scarlett Johansson, Sean Penn as well, showing up to read poetry and the like. It was all at Carnegie Hall, and a big tribute concert that I do not believe was recorded as a concert film, but there are clips that are available for you to peruse online.
Friday.
There's sad news coming out of Drumheller this morning. The giant dinosaur is not going to be there any longer. The world's largest dinosaur, nicknamed Tyra, is going to be dismantled. It's going to be coming to a close. And unfortunately, the writing's been on the wall for a while. Now, this was lease up in 2024. This thing had refurbishments in 2020 and then in 2023 as well. And, it's been kept up, but it's not going to last forever. And unfortunately, taking it apart to just move it somewhere else and then put it back together again, unfeasible, too expensive. It is going to get dismantled. Sorry to say. You'll have to hurry and visit once again for the first time, maybe, or again, before 2029. So there's time. I'm just hoping that it means an even bigger one is getting built in its wake. We need a Tyra 2.0. Tyra. But, just like the wise people making decisions at Jurassic Park, bigger is always better, right?
Oh, yeah. That's how it always starts. But then later there's running and screaming.
Drumheller, the giant, world's largest dinosaur there, Tyra, is going to be dismantled. You do have some time, though. It's not going to happen until 2029. They have an extension after their 2024 lease was up on the building or something like that. They've got until that time. But then, unfortunately, the writing's on the wall and it's no more. But speaking of world records and Drumheller, do you know why Drumheller never set the world record for the largest gathering of people dressed like dinosaurs? They did. I think they did it, but according to Travel Drumheller, though approximately 4,000 people showed up in costume, dressed like dinosaurs, and the record was only 252 set in LA in 2019. And yet, the record was not demolished officially because Guinness were unable to determine an exact number due to a high volume of dinosaurs. That has to be the saddest chapter in the entire record book history. Really, too many people showed up to be able to tell if a ton of people showed up, And by now, I feel like, in their time, they probably got a pretty effective means of counting,
Well, that's it. I just heard from the Guinness rep. He's not coming. He's been fired in what he described as the world's biggest mistake. I doubt that will make the next edition.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. We sank so many hours into those about 25 years ago. And it has been announced that the 3 and 4 collection is going to be following up the 1 and 2 re-release collection that came out just a couple years ago. Boy, was that ever fun. It is going to be showing up before too long, but really it's in the news because there are some people upset about some changes to the music, the soundtrack. That was one of the features of the game. You're having a lot of fun playing, being skateboarders, but also listening to just jam after jam after jam as you did it, and there was a really great soundtrack between 2001's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 2002's number 4. And they're bringing back a ton of the original songs from those games, but also adding new ones that have been released in the time between. That's almost 20 years. That's a lot of potential music. And so some people are purists being upset. Just play the game. Just listen to the music. Just have fun. Doesn't matter. Kiss officially confirming that they're going to have their makeupless reunion show. Even though they haven't really broken up, they just had their farewell tour all wrapped up and done last year. This time around, though, in celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Kiss brand and the Kiss Army, they're going to be in Las Vegas, storming Nevada between November 14th and 16th with at least one performance to speak of. Iron Maiden's Bruce Dickinson, yes, the Bruce Dickinson, is also announcing a new project, not directly related to music. It's a graphic novel, The Mandrake Project Year 1, inspired by William Blake the poet, who Dickinson claims has given him so much over the years. But also it's apparently going to be containing soil, made with soil from William Blake's grave. Not sure how they verify that, but pretty metal nonetheless.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
Going through the pages lately, pages of old magazines that have been around for, a couple decades now in my collection. Most of them just like around the 2000 to 2010 era. I guess that was the heyday of when I was buying magazines, I guess, and now just really don't anymore at all. But the only reason I still had them, I kept a small pile for the sake of looking back in time later on and just wanting to, have access to like the photos and things like that, the things that were interesting when purchasing in the first place. And so I guess the time for that is now, especially because I want to just get rid of these things. It's like basically one bookshelf just full of stacks, and I'm like, nah, this bookshelf could be better served you doing something more useful than just storing these. I want to get rid of them. So I have been showing my advanced age, and I've been clipping magazines the last couple of weeks. Cool things here and there that I just, didn't actually want to get rid of, turning stacks into just a little baggie of a few little pieces of paper. Much better. But while I've been at it, I've been seeing just how out of pocket these magazines really were. They didn't seem like it at the time, but with the lens of today, going, holy cow, these things were so sexist and racist and all kinds of just blatantly, boldly as well. Like things like there was an article, how to master everything, including how to master the wolf whistle. Legitimately, and I feel like these are like almost self-aware, but not self-aware enough. Things like it says, if you don't have the balls to actually introduce yourself to a woman, make a shrill noise instead. It has always worked traditionally. Or things like therapists would probably disagree, but most men have always known that ignoring troubles really does make them go away. Like that is written in there, printed in the page in earnest. Every few pages, my eyebrows shooting right up. It's been a wild ride. I'm going to collect more as I keep going and share some of the most crazy stuff over the next couple of weeks. That's my promise to you. Joining me here today to talk about a big event that is tomorrow, and it's wrapping up a whole month of fundraising for the Canadian Mental Health Association Wood Buffalo chapter. It's Mike Jones. How you doing, man?
How you doing?
Good. I know you're very busy all the time, but especially busy setting up for the New Year's Eve 1999 Y2K party tomorrow night at Earl's, which is what is wrapping up this month of March Mullets.
March Mullets for Mental Health. Yeah, we decided to throw a New Year's Eve party in the middle of March, and everyone's like, are you sure? It's like, is this an old thing?
What are you talking about?
It's legit. We're going to, because like New Year's Eve, it's very like fancy and posh and kind of expensive, and you got to wait hours to get a cab. It's not going to be like that this weekend. It's going to be like fun New Year's Eve, like back when you were a kid.
Yeah,
except
totally.
You're of legal drinking age now, hopefully.
Well, I mean, if we're thinking about it, people born, in 2000 can do that now, which blows my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's 18 plus event, and it's so dress in your best 90s or 2000s gear. Get the glow sticks, get the scrunchies, get the raver gear.
Yeah, it's a full-on neon party, absolutely.
Yeah.
We got all the dark lights, we got all the strobe lights, we got it all coming.
The low-rise pants, the high-rise pants, whatever was good.
Whatever was in at
the
the
wrist
time, yeah.
snaps. Yeah, there was the movie too that came out last year, Y2K. That was about
I was
that.
just telling them about that movie.
So
what a great
good.
movie.
So if you're wondering what the fashion was like, just watch that
movie. Yeah.
For
I'll just bust out the Fred Durst.
Yeah,
the red cap.
1000%.
Good enough.
New era committed, yeah. But this is for the Canadian Mental Health Association, Wood Buffalo chapter. So we know money stays here at home, helps out in the community. How does it help out?
Well, like a lot of people think Canadian Mental Health, we still have this myth that we are a federal organization or we're federally funded. Like everything about CMHA other than our logo is completely locally here in Fort McMurray. We don't get federal funding. We rely only on grants and, of course, fundraising and donations. And so these 50/50s and these parties that we do, those are what keep our doors open. So we can have people can come in at any time and talk with us. They can attend our recovery college for free. And, recovery college isn't about alcohol necessarily or anything like that. We have anxiety courses you can take. We have all kinds of different courses like confronting the discomfort, different things that you can do to sort of add to your resume, so to speak, or find ways to get help.
Sure. And we talk about coping mechanisms a lot when it comes to mental health, and it's not a one size fits all.
No,
so
of
like
course.
Finding what works for you is an important journey.
Exactly, right.
Yeah. And it can be made all that much more, approachable by organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association and
100%.
free programming.
Almost everything that we do is peer support or peer led.
Yeah.
And that means people with lived experience. So it's not just somebody that went to school for 20 years and read a big textbook. It's like, I see under the B, bipolar disorder.
Yeah.
This is exactly what this is according to this definition. Not saying that all psychologists are like that. But of course we do, it's very casual and it's people, it's like, this is what worked for me. Maybe it will work for you.
And sharing and learning together through that. And in a fun way with parties like the 1999 New Year's Eve party. So tickets are on sale, and that's the big push.
They can get them via Eventbrite. And like I said, your ticket comes with a champagne toast at midnight. We're going to do a proper midnight countdown with all the party favors, all the confetti, all the poppers, all the good stuff. And there's also going to be some great door prizes too. So. And
hosted by Mike Jones. So I hear that's a fun time.
Yeah, good time. And of course, DJ Flip on the ones and twos is going to be wicked.
Awesome. So yeah, Eventbrite is where you find it, and people can reach out to you if they're going, what? I can't find it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Eventbrite.
Say hi.
I think the tickets go right till 7:00. If you don't get them by 7:00 tomorrow, and you still haven't made up your mind, just come to Earl's. It's fine. We'll get you in. We'll get you in at the door.
We'll be welcomed in with open arms. Cool. And the countdown's going to be a lot of fun for tomorrow. It's been a whole month of different events and things culminating in this. So big celebration. Congrats on this, and hopefully it's an awesome time tomorrow.
Yeah, can't wait.
Saturday night Y2K party going back to 1999.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.